11, simplify this, so you might decide to put them together here. So I've got a to the half and a to the 6th. I've got b squared and b to the half. And I've got c to the minus 2 and c. So I've got some fractions to worry about here. I have to be able to add fractions. So this first bit, a half plus a 6th, so the a bit, I've got to have a common denominator to be able to add them. So a half is 3/6, which is like 3/6 plus 1/6. So make a common denominator. 2 plus a half is 2.5. I wouldn't write 2.5. We don't tend to use mixed numbers or decimals. Decimals, yes, you can get away with those in engineering scenario if you're doing it. B to the power 2.5, for example. But b to the power 5 over 2, I've got 5 halves there. 2 whole ones plus another half is 5 halves. And then finally, minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, c to the minus 1. So now I'm going to combine these together. 3/6 plus 1/6 is 4/6, and 4/6 can be reduced to 2/3. So this is a to the 2/3, 4/6 is 2/3, times b to the 5 halves, times c to the minus 1. Now that is correct. That's simplified. However, from the point of view of the assignment, that would be fine. But if you're after a full understanding of this sort of thing, again, another step might be useful, because you can remember the next law of indices on fractions. This can be written as a to the 2/3. 2 is the power of a, and 3, the third underneath, is the root. So I can write this as the cube root of a squared. So how do I write b to the 5 over 2? The 2 underneath is the root, and the 5 is just the power of the b. So this is multiplied by the square root of b to the power 5. And we don't normally bother with the 2 for the square root, so I'd leave it like that. C to the minus 1 means 1 over c, the inverse. So I could write this like that. Looking at this again, algebraically, this idea of simplifying, going to this step, this last step here, is all about being able to see algebraic things written in down in different ways and understanding that they are the same thing. This last step's worth pointing out as well. Multiplying by 1 over something, 1 over c, multiplying by 1 over c is the same as dividing by c. So finally, if I wanted to, I could write the cube root of a squared multiplied by the square root of b to the 5 divided by c. So I could write it like that. You might want to, you might not want to. The point of this, though, is that these are all ways of saying exactly the same thing, and understanding that is worth seeing, okay? That they all mean the same thing. It's certainly true that if I want to use calculus on this thing, that's the way I'm going to want to see it, like that, because that's how I'd write it before I use the rules of calculus on it. So that's probably the most important. So in an assignment, if you left the answer like that, that's fine, but recognize these last two.